But 20 years later, at the start of the Second World War, the German Navy planned a vengeful attack on the Orkneys, one that would prove how times were changing. The attack would demonstrate the deadly effectiveness of a single German submarine, a notorious U-boat. It would strike at the heart of the British home fleet in their safe haven of Scapa Flow. The man given this almost suicidal task was 31-year-old Gunter Preen, the commander of U-47. He had sunk 3 British merchant ships in the first month of the war. Now, he would plan his attack by studying the weaknesses of Scapa Flow.
So weather barriers now block the eastern approaches to Scapa Flow. During the First World War and the start of the Second World War, those are narrow channels where the tide screams in and out of Scapa Flow. Now the British Navy thought they were well protected because they've sunk ships all higgledy-piggledy across those waterways.
On the evening of October 13th, U-47 slowly approached Kirk Sound on the surface and passed between 2 block ships, a gap that was just 50 feet wide. "We are in Scapa Flow," Preen wrote excitedly in the sub's log.
After breaching Kirk Sound, U-boat 47 made her way into the grand anchorage of Scapa Flow in search for targets. They spotted the Revenge-class battleship silhouette of HMS Royal Oak lying at anchor in Scapa Bay.
Royal Oak is a First World War dreadnought. But she was in Scapa Flow, still part of the British fleet, and she's anchored right over to the east of Scapa Flow, and I believe it was so her guns could offer some protection to a radar station that was over on the cliffs over on the east side of Scapa Flow.
Asleep on the Royal Oak were her experienced crew, but also a complement of 120 trainee sailors, all teenagers. From a distance of 2 miles, Preen fired 3 torpedoes at the unsuspecting battleship. 2 of them missed, 1 exploded, but only in the vicinity of Royal Oak's anchor chains.
According to HMS Royal Oak, some of the survivors, they thought it might have been the inflammable stores igniting or exploding. And this thing had apparently happened before, so they went back to sleep in their bunks.
Preen edged his U-boat closer and fired again.
By this time it was too late. A final 3 salvo of torpedoes was fired at HMS Royal Oak. 3 minutes later, all hit in quick succession amidships. HMS Royal Oak was doomed. It would have been absolute chaos and confusion. Over 1,230 men on board. Men screaming, smoke filling the inner chambers, cordite magazines ignited and asphyxiating the men, flash fires, horrendous. And all this going on while the ship was slowly sinking to the starboard side.
"He's finished," Preen said, as he watched from his U-boat's conning tower. Across the bay, the Royal Oak sank beneath the waves. 834 men and boys lost their lives. Kinley is heading for the site of the wreck. The boat's echo sounder shows the hull of the battleship just 26 feet below.
So Royal Oak is right under us. We're still leaking fuel oil to this day, and the oil itself that disperses on the surface is known locally as the tears of the oak. The buoy represents the final resting place of HMS Royal Oak, and it represents those who lost their lives here on that fateful early morning, and every year we commemorate that.
Mission accomplished? Gunter Preen and U-47 made their escape.
I think the most amazing thing is after that ship has gone down, he still then manages to get out of Scapa Flow and away, and he's hailed a war hero in Germany.
Sinking a battleship at the first part of the Second World War was a huge success, and to do it undetected was something of pure magic for the Germans.
U-47's audacious attack had proven that a single U-boat could sink a mighty battleship. And in the years to come, it paved the way for U-boats to take center stage in the longest battle of the war.